Hi again, everybody. It's Melinda with False Teeth Real Tarot. I'm going to do a pull today that I really haven't been wanting to do, but I've had it on this here list for at least a week. And that was before I made that other list. Okay, so this one here, it's damn near ridiculous, but it's true. There is, I'm going to read it off of here, or the majority of the portraits. Well, anyway, it says, it's the Last Whites Church. The Last Whites Church in America. They now have 3 temples because now the Guardian, this is where I got this from, was the Guardian. And it's in Murdoch, Minnesota. They say that it's mostly white, only because the surrounding, because there's only 300 people there. But they have to say mostly white because there's some Latinos in the surrounding area. So there was a 3-to-1 vote because there was this empty church. Okay, so there was this empty temple. And it was a 3-to-1 vote to allow these people to open up their temple there. And they had an interview with a woman there that she's inside the church. She's a member, because you have to be a member to get into their service. And ironically, it was this black chick that was doing an interview, which I thought to myself, man, she had to feel like her skin was crawling just to walk in there. You know what I mean? And but anyway, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you look at my family tree, there's a little bit of everybody. And so I can't imagine going in there and doing a interview with this woman but anyway, she did this interview. It says interview with a married, she did oh man, let me get my grips together here. Third temple interview. The church person said they are not white supremacists. Not a political movement. That they are a church. And she said that they focus on honoring their gods. So I do want to do some polls on this, where I wrote down a couple little questions here. And but I also want to say that the same woman, she did a interview with an interracial couple. Hi, Mama Cat. She did a interview with an interracial couple, and they said that they fear, especially for their daughter. You know, I think they had a couple of kids, but I'm not sure, but I think they may homeschool. I don't remember. It's been a while. I should have probably looked at it again, but I guess that part isn't that important except to the fact that the safety of this child, and then when the other one gets old enough for school, the safety of this child, But after they opened up this church temple, whites only temple, thousands of people came flocking. They just came flocking to the church. So, and they were different sorts of people, I'm sure, but when I seen the pictures, I didn't see anybody of color. I don't even know what to call it anymore. I truly don't. Because they say that you're supposed to be politically correct, but I don't call my friends, black person or white person or whatever, gay person or straight person. They're just my friends or my family. You know what I mean? So, if I said anything that hurt anybody's feelings about anything, please know that I mean no disrespect. I truly don't. But I do want to get to the bottom of this, and how they could even what would they do if somebody opened up a blacks only church? Is there such a thing? A blacks only church? Spanish only church? Devil worshiping? Would that be scary to them? How about that? Huh. It just don't make any sense to me. It just don't. But I do want to do, and I think I'm going to be, because before I picked this up, because I was going to go to my Golden Tarot, because that's what I usually do. But I'm going to pull with the Universal Rider-Waite. And if I need any clarifications or anything like that, I'll be using my decks, okay? I think that's the way it's supposed to go anyway. But we'll have to find out, okay? Let me get this out. It's the Universal Rider-Waite. All right. I have Yerba Santa, sage, and sweetgrass. Long grass, not that grass. Okay. I know this is sensitive matter. I know it is. But I want to get this figured out, please. Because it's eating at me. Thank you. All right. We're going to find out what is going on with these people. What's going on with these people? Look at the paper to see what the first question. Okay. They say they're not white supremacists. For entertainment purposes only. For reading cards from a crazy-ass loon lady like myself. I want to see what the cards have to say about them getting their third temple, and about what it has to say about white supremacists. Are they white supremacists? Because if you're not a member, you don't know what's going on in there. And you have to be a certain background. A pure white background. What the hell's that anyway? Because there have been too many people that hurt too many people back in the daggone day. Pure white. Enlightenment. Now that would be pure. Are they white supremacists? Is this what they have to offer these people? Okay. I have to do a cut. That's different. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to put the cards down, and then we'll all see them at the same time. Okay? Four, five. I knew it was five. I was just moving them over. 6 and 7. And the bottom. Okay. First card is 4 Pentacles. 4 Pentacles. They sure are holding on to one of those. And as we know, Pentacles aren't always money. They might be holding on to something else. What they believe is their whiteness. You know, maybe that's what's inside their head. Whiteness. And they're standing their ground. Maybe they think that, maybe they believe that. Let's find a story here, guys. 4 Swords. Somebody's laying down to rest there. They got them hands up praying. But what are they praying to? The other 3 swords that's coming down? Because they're definitely inside of a church. There's stained glass back there. But what kind of church is that? Oh, my Lord God. So they are going with inside of themselves to see what kind of gifts they could give to each other inside of this little bitty 300 people town that now thousands have flocked to. You know, what can they get from that? Lily white flowers? Huh. Really close to illusions. Because that's the 6. There's all kinds of emotions there. From who? From them? From anybody besides them? Because that's a 6, not a 7. Okay? Ace of Swords upside down. Are they starting something new? No. This white supremacy bullshit's been around way too long. Way too long. You know, when I was a kid, Mom, Dad had 8 kids. We was allowed to go do whatever. And times were different back then too. And I guess they didn't fear for their kids being taken or whatever. But I was little. Or maybe this was the time. No, because there was the old blue Plymouth station wagon. But I think Mom was getting gas. And but I went around to get something to drink at the fountain. And right by the fountain there was the bathroom back there, or 2 men and women's bathroom. And I really never noticed after that. But at this particular time, there's the door right there where you could walk in and make a purchase or whatever. But I remember this lady and her, there may have been 2 kids, but the only one I could remember is the little girl. But anyway, I walked up to the water fountain, and just as I did, I may have been like a couple years old because I didn't even know how to read yet. And but there was I seen the little girl and I said, "You want a drink?" Because I got there and I was offering her a drink before myself, and I remember the lady. I think because the little girl smiled and she looked like she was, coming toward me, but they may have just been walking. I don't know. But I do remember the mom, apparently the mom, she grabbed the little girl's hand and she like pulled her into the little store part of it. It was really small store part. But and I didn't know why she did that. But I remember when I walked down there, so I may have been about however old you are when you learn how to start to read, you know what I mean? And so I was walking downtown, and I was thirsty, it was a hot day. And I walked over to the fountain, and as I walked over there, I noticed a sign above it that I never noticed before. It had probably been there forever, who knows? But I read it as I was walking up to it, and I could not take a drink. I could not. I was so thirsty. Oh man, my mouth was so dry. But I couldn't take a drink from that fountain because above it said whites only. And I felt so bad. And then I remembered the little girl and why her mommy probably took her, quickly. And but what I had done is it's called the Banyanville Creek or something like that. It's where there was a trestle bridge here and then a bridge over here where cars went across. And we used to walk up on them and jump into the water, and you could only jump into a certain amount of space because if you didn't, your legs would buckle because it wasn't deep enough, type of thing. So we did a lot of dangerous shit, man. But I remember going around to the creek and just like pushing these bugs across and putting a little tiny bit of water in my mouth because I was so thirsty. And that was the only time that I'd done that. It's because I was thirsty. I don't even know what I did to correct this. Maybe I kept a nickel with me. I don't know, to buy a pop. I don't know what I done. Honestly. I had a couple pennies and bought some penny candy to suck on or something so I wouldn't get thirsty. I don't know what I did. I really don't. But that was my mindset when I was a child. And I remember when I went to school and I came home, I was going to St. Columbin School and I was coming across the field and because in church somebody said a word and I didn't know what it meant. And but I asked Mom when I got home, I said, "Mom, what does this word mean?" And I remember she looked straight dead in my eyes. And she said, "Melinda," she said, that doesn't have anything to do with color. No matter what anybody says, it has nothing to do with color. What it has to do with is if somebody will do you wrong. And I said, "Okay, Mom." And as everybody knows, it was that N-word, which I hate. I always hated that word. And there's just things inside of me that, you know, in some instances of my life, I remember things were different with other kids, you know, but mostly we were all the same, and hell, we didn't care what anybody's color was. We would play, you know what I mean? But it just, that's the way it was. And I remember my dad one time, I found out years later that he said this to the other girls too, because there was 4 sisters. There was 4 girls and 4 boys. And then Dad had another girl later. And but I found out later that he had said the same thing to them. He said, to get back at me. He said, to get back at me, you're going to marry a black man, aren't you? Like that. He was very racist. Maybe that's probably why. Because I didn't want to be anything like him. Maybe. I don't know. I just don't know. But I did him one better. Pow! He didn't like that either. But anyway. Okay. Next card. Another upside down card, which would be the 7 of Pentacles. Oh, these pentacles. All these pentacles. But these are upside down. Upside down. And here's another upside down card. I believe it's this. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of Wands. Upside down. Oh, there's a V on there. I should put my glasses on. 5 of Wands, but it was upside down. So there's fighting. Or not fighting. There's making money. Or not making money. Maybe they are all about the whiteness and don't care about the money. Don't care about if anybody wants to fight them because they are pure. So I don't care what anybody says. We got the 3 of Wands where they're looking over. They're just looking out at these boats coming in. These other people coming in. Let's see what's at the bottom so that way we can get a story on this. The King of Cups. But he was upside down. The King of Cups is all about love. All about emotion. The King of Cups is love. But he's upside down. So what kind of love can these people bring? Probably not very good love. Let's see what the other questions is. Maybe we could get these answered. All right. Are they supremacists? Or is it a political movement? Or are they just honoring their God? I wonder if their God is different than our God. Because I always thought that it was one true God. Which we found out, or I found out later, that we are all a part of this God. And maybe, just maybe, that being so that they are the white, only white, the last white Church of America. I just got this awesome thing. All right. Being so that we are all a part of each other, all a part of one, and they're the white, the pure white, or whatever kind of white they want to be, and I may think of them as being not so loving because they got the king cups upside down. They might not be fighting because why fight? They have these pentacles upside down and wanting to give, and then no new beginning because it's been there. The Four of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. I believe that if we are all a part of one, and they are the whiteness of it, I bet they are like our body. If we're all one and the same, if we had a sore, and this sore got infected, what color does that make out to be under our skin? That pus. It's white. Maybe they are the sickness of our body. Maybe they are the sickness because what their thoughts are may not be what ours is. No matter what they've done, no matter how they've sown them seeds, no matter what, it just doesn't matter. None of it matters. None of it. Because the King of Love upside down, the only way that we could get him right side up is to love them. No matter what. No matter what. If we love these people, even if we got to think of them, just because our sewer gets pus in it, do we not still love our arm, our hand, our leg, our foot? If we step on some big wand that's overlooking, is fighting, or not fighting, looking at things in different directions, and we step on a great big piece of wood, a great big wand goes through our flesh, and being said we got to walk on it all the time, it gets dirty, no matter how much we want to clean it. If we don't throw some like peroxide on it or something like that to make it fess up and bubble, we're going to have some whiteness under that skin. Because it's a sickness. It's a sickness. That's the only way I could think of it, is that it's a sickness. Now that I can make sense out of. That I can make sense out of. I don't need no clarification on that. I understand that. I understand that. Okay. So let's pray. Whenever you're willing to. Whenever you're able to. Whenever you're capable of it. Nothing's forced. Nothing. It's there when we want it. When we want to heal ourselves. When we want to get that pus up out of our body. That sickness. If we pray for them to have the same things out of life that we want. Like love, honesty. Now, pure love, pure honesty, that kind of pureness is wonderful. I can't see the pureness of any other way. And how they could think of it as being a church, I don't know. I don't know how that could be. But we could still pray for them. We could still pray for them when we're able to or capable to, of, for. This is a human experience. A human experience. Yeah. I love you guys. Thanks for putting up with me. Thumbs up, if you would, please. For the algorithms or whatever. Besides that, it makes me feel good. Okay. I love you guys. And you guys take care of yourselves. Many, many, many blessings to you. Know that I hold you in my heart. I just do. And they can't take that from me. Only I can. They don't got that kind of power over me. It's all good. I love you guys so very much. And y'all take care of yourselves.